Hello and welcome to Sports Counsel, your playbook for all things sports. I am your host Matt, and I am here with Bryant and G for this episode of the show. We are about a month away from the greatest time of the year, the fantasy football season. We're kicking things off with our first official mock draft of the season, with our first thoughts and takes on the fantasy draft board and players this season. Today is July 30th, 2026, and this is episode 218 of the show.
Well, it's that time of year,
folks.
man.
Ooh, return of the mock. Can you feel it? Return of the mock. We're so
I can't
back.
feel it since I haven't technically mocked yet. I need to be in the mock. I need to be under pressure.
Have you been like in withdrawal symptoms ever since like, what was it, December, January? Because that's how I feel.
Man.
Like when it gets like summertime and springtime, you know, you can calm yourself down with good old fashioned gambling, but it's coming, man. Like when I saw those training camp videos and like every team is reported for training camp, oh, it's on. My feed starts to get populated a little bit more with, you know, ADPs and running backs and wide receivers. This is the best time of the year for sure.
It is by far the best time. Mock season is the best.
Whoa. But in case you don't know us, we are Sports Counsel. This is our podcast. And G, where can the people find Sports Counsel?
It's my duty and honor to tell the people where they can find Sports Counsel. Go ahead and open up your favorite social media: Twitter, X, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere in between. Go ahead and follow us. We're at Sports_Counsel. 2 words, 1_ Sports_Counsel.
Go follow us. That's where you'll see it first. And then once you're there, go to our link in the bio. Join our Discord. Our Discord has all the latest and the quickest information about Sports Counsel. And when we're mocking, that's the place to be. You will get a notification. And if you want to start one, you're welcome to two as well. That's all that happens during the offseason. Questions: who should I pick? What should I do? Grade my teams. All that stuff. We're there. We're connecting. We're trying to help everybody out. So feel free to join and ask away. And again, that's Sports_Counsel. All social medias, and the Discord is in the link of the bio.
Yes, sir. And if you don't know who we are, honestly, and this is your first time ever watching, we are some fantasy football experts here, and this is going to be the first episode in a very long series of episodes for the next entire NFL season, honestly. We're going to be covering, you know, the NFL season. We're going to be covering fantasy football. We're going to do everything we can in our power through our auditory ability to get you to a fantasy football championship, and it starts today. We are so excited to deliver this content for you every single year. We're kicking things off with our first mock draft of the season, as I said in the introduction. And when we say first mock draft, we literally mean we have not touched anything. We have not looked at any full ADP boards. We haven't done a single actual mock draft yet. It's like when you dip your foot into the pool for the first time in summer, right? You're getting acquainted or you're getting acclimated to the temperature. And the specific reason why we do this, or at least personally in my mind, is that I don't want to change my assumption of the ADP until we're very close to the season, because ADPs often change a lot when it comes to fantasy football. And if you're first time, you know, you'll start to understand that the more you do mock drafts. But I want to get a sense of kind of where things are now versus where things are going to be at the end of August, and usually those things change. So I don't want to change my perception too much by doing a mock draft in like April or June, because, you know, it just won't be relevant information, honestly. So you kind of want to do a lot of mock drafts if you're a beginner, and if you're an intermediate player or, you know, any kind of level of fantasy football, the first piece of advice we'd give you, and this is why we start off with it, is that you always want to keep doing mock drafts, get a sense of the board, get a sense of the players. But I think information gets more relevant the closer it is, so you want to be doing more mocks in August. Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. You know, and I think we always try to stress this as well. There's no such thing as doing too many mocks. It's different scenarios every time, different strategies, different draft results. So I think doing none is a bad thing, but there's no such thing as doing too many.
Yeah, and the one we're doing today, it's with live people. It's not just a computer that just picks, the top pick every single time, right? So if you're dealing with other people, it's more realistic to the actual draft day.
Yeah, and it would be very good to, do mock drafts with people because obviously people make irrational choices, as we'll probably see within this draft. So we got a couple of our listeners on. We got one of our buddies, Gav, friend of the podcast. He's also on. But, without further ado, let's get started here. Let's talk about the details of this mock. It is going to be a 12-team mock draft, and there's 3 of us here from 3 different positions. So we got Bryant. He'll be picking at the 2 spot. I'll be picking at the 5 spot. G will be picking at the 9 spot. So you'll get a sense of kind of the strategy of how to draft from each position. So earliest, mid-round, and late in the round. And then we also got Gab, Ugly Kid, and Jamar. They're also here, and they'll be drafting from other positions. We'll be summarizing the picks as it goes along. And this will be a PPR mock draft.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited.
All right. Without further ado, let's kick things off.
All right, second pick, easy one.
Yeah, I feel like first 2 picks here, Gibbs, Bijan, can't go wrong. I don't think there's a clear 101, but you take both of them as the first 2 picks. And then I think the next set of players are all wide receivers. Chase goes at 1-3, JSN at 1-4. Matt, is any of the guys you wanted to take? And I'm sure you wanted one of the running backs, but receiver-wise?
Yeah, Bijan I would have wanted, Gibbs I would have wanted, but 1-2, that sounds exactly right. I honestly would have gone Bijan probably at 1.
I think so too.
So right now the board looks like Puka, Christian, and Jonathan Taylor, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I feel like this is easy, honestly. I would go with Puka Nacua here. Yeah, I'll talk about my reservations for Christian McCaffrey probably in another episode, but
let's keep it simple today. Keep it nice and easy. Puka goes, as you mentioned, to you at 1-5. 1-6 is JT. Interesting enough, go before McCaffrey by CPU. I don't know how I feel about that one, but I feel like younger, more productive, in totality, in projections, he should be. Where people are questioning, CMC, how healthy can he be?
Yep, and you got Amon-Ra St. Brown after him. G, you're on the clock. What is your thoughts right here? We got CD, we got Justin, we got Achan. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm thinking CD's going to have a bounce back year, but I can get Pickens in the 2nd or 3rd round. So I feel better with his value there. So I'm kind of off of him. Justin Jefferson at this spot is very tempting. If I can get a confirmation that Kyler Murray is going to be the starter, I would go Justin Jefferson here.
Oh, he's going to be the starter.
He's going to be the starter. I just, one of the things I'm waiting out to see is, exactly how that works. Is he just significantly better? Is he kind of just given the spot? The vibe going into it mostly. I think the safest, easiest, highest floor, highest ceiling pick right now is Devon Achane.
Really? You think the highest ceiling, the highest floor is Devon Achane?
He's going to get targeted. I mean, take out injuries, he's just going to get targeted so much. And he obviously is a big part of the run game. He might be, even if you take that out, it's just his explosiveness, his ability to catch passes. It just feels like it's such a safe floor. With Justin Jefferson, with just CeeDee Lamb, we literally see in both of them, even besides the injury, they had other reasons on why their team couldn't get them the ball. And for CD, like George Pickens is a big problem. James Cook, I considered. I just like the passing aspect of things with Achane.
I have reservations about that, but we got to continue on here. We got Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, Omarion Hampton off the board.
I could have guessed that
Jamar's saying some explicatives.
Gav was going to go double running back here as he did. He went Hampton and Cook. I think at the 12, that's a great double.
Yeah, I've been feeling the late parts of the first round, second round are actually pretty good this year, just from the options that are available. Like, it's strong. Huge,
for sure. Kind of give you guys some insight here as my pick right now. It wouldn't really affect your guys' pick. You guys are kind of far from me in the draft. I'm cool off Drake London. I think he's in quarterback purgatory.
I agree.
Good off that. I really like Genty or Barkley. I should be able to get one of the two. And I got Genty. I think he's he had such a safe kind of year last year in terms of, like, obviously his ADP was high, but I think he did well for a given situation, and it's only getting better and better. So I think 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns is not worth a second round pick, but that is a very safe floor in my opinion. I can live with that, and it's just 2 running backs. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to find that level of 2 running back combo, and now I feel like I'm set at the running back position.
It's interesting strategy that's going on, and we'll probably talk about strategy for drafts in another episode, but there's a couple of things that you can do with your first picks. I think the first 2 picks are obviously your most important picks because those are the foundations of your team, right? Like, those are the ones that you don't have to win with those picks, but you're trying not to lose with those picks. A devastating, like, you don't want a devastatingly bad bust with those picks because that will usually be the first like floor of your team. Like, okay, I need the guys that can give me like 15 to 20 points and these picks, right? If you get a real bust, that's where it kind of, screwed things up. So like, you just want a guy that, isn't too volatile, I'd say, like, or like is super uncertain. And Jeremiah
and
Love,
funny,
I see that in the second round.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's
that's crazy to me. I just think like Nathaniel Hackett being his OC, Algier and Connor still being there. Like, there's so many reasons. This team is going to be down a lot. They got insane division teams they're probably going to be losing to almost every single time. They might go 0-6 in division and lose every single game by double digits. It's going to be hard for him to get productive touchdown or touches, and then also on top of that, the touchdowns. Like, how many times are they going to be able to get the ball down there and feed him, right? I feel like their touchdowns are going to be passing touchdowns and stuff. So I don't like it. I like Chase Brown so much more than Jeremiah Love at that position.
Yeah. Good job, CPU. Yeah, like Love is probably more of like a mid like 3rd round guy I would expect to see.
Yeah. I think you'll see him kind of come down. I don't think he's the same type of situation that Genty came into last year. I know Genty had a similar ADP last year, and it made sense to me. I don't think this one does. So I imagine Love will come down a bit. Matt, what are you thinking here? I know you wanted a running back in Love and Brown, and I took Genty, so what are we thinking
This
here?
kind of sucks. I don't like this at all, honestly. Like, so right now, yeah, Love and Brown are off the board. McBride's off the board. So we got AJ Brown, Brock Bowers, Rashee Rice. I feel like those are all way too high at the moment. The only one that makes sense in terms of ADP, I don't know if I would necessarily pick him in the 2nd round personally, but I'm going Brock Bowers with the 2nd round.
That's
pick.
crazy.
Okay. Sure.
That's an interesting pick. Now you got Puka and Brock Bowers. Right after that, AJ Brown and George Pickens go.
Then
Yeah.
I'm looking at guys like, Rashee Rice again, Kenneth Walker, 2 guys out of Kansas City. Also, guys like Derrick Henry and Nico Collins, who was considering, but they're definitely getting up there in like age, and also a lot of injury history in this kind of range too. So also not the best, really, not the most clearest. Oh, this is the top guy out of the bunch over here. My picks go pretty fast here. I'll start off with some Kenneth Walker. Think that get the running back situation figured out. Have some hope for him out there in Kansas City, although I don't know how I feel yet about him specifically in that KC system. Definitely want to take a wide receiver now with the 2nd pick of the 3rd. I mean, there's like Malik Neighbors, but that guy's still hurt from what I've heard out there. So
He should be back at the start of the season, though.
Yeah, hopefully he's not affected too much by that injury. And some other interesting running back names like Jacobs and then guys like Kyron and Brees Hall worth considering. Definitely the wide receiver though, so I'm gonna pick Olave. Trust that system
That's
out
hard.
there in
That's hard for
in-
me to
in New
pick
Orleans.
Olave as my wide receiver 1. And someone that's in the same situation as you, a double running back, I don't think I can then circle that around with Olave.
I like
as my wide receiver.
Olave. I like Olave.
I'd rather go Jordan Tyson in 4 or 5 rounds worth of discount and get someone else.
This sucks for me, man. I don't see any running backs that are going to be my running back 1, except for Mr. Immortal himself, Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
if I
was gonna say
that.
there has to be Mr. Immortal, bro. he's not 3rd round ADP. Like, he's just gonna be better than that.
You know what? Fuck you. Oh, not fuck you specifically, but fuck this situation. I'm gonna go with the proven asset. I'm going to go with Josh Allen.
You're not doing this in a real draft.
I've come around a lot more on Josh Allen. I mean, in quarterbacks high, but specifically Josh Allen. I'm pretty sure he's been the quarterback 1 like 5 straight years or something like that. He's the
Yeah, he's
definition
like top
of
2.
consistency.
I think if it's not him, it's Lamar every time.
And when you're top 1 in terms of quarterbacks
That's
average
huge.
20 points a game, right? That's the highest scoring like point category you get. If you get a consistent quarterback and it's the quarterback 1 every year, that's a very good chance. Like, I don't know what the championship roster percentage was that had Josh Allen, but I imagine it's pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, after Josh Allen was Kyron, Bucky, Derrick Henry. I would have took Derrick Henry if he would have made one more pick, because why not?
Triple running back?
I'm looking at my options here. I really do kind of want to try a triple running back right now. I'm going to go Travis Achan to pair up with Devon Achan, just because I feel like he's really good. I mean, he had a great year last year in Jacksonville. He was RB10. I think he's going to kind of slide in and be that protection, or just that let's get some pressure off our young quarterback. We got Shuck, who's going in their second year. He looked good. But sometimes the way to make your quarterback look better is not always just to ask the quarterback to do more. It's actually for him to be more efficient, or just kind of be smarter with the ball. And I think right now for them, it's like, let's get ETN the ball. We paid him a lot of money. Kamara maybe got one more year left. Let's just kind of focus on ETN to develop Shuck, right? Like, let's get Shuck in the best opportunity possible.
I like how you referenced him as Travis Achan, and then like you dead named him in like the last part.
I was just naturally calling him ETN, I guess, at that point.
I'm not calling him Achan. It's too confusing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, we got Ted McMillan off the board, T. Higgins, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson makes sense at round 3. T. Higgins, I guess. It's a little pricey. Ted.
I really like Ted.
I'd say so. I'm just gauging the value of these. Like, obviously, you have guys that that are probably going to be in these top 3 rounds, but the guys that are surprising me right now, again, first look at the board, I'm surprised Josh Jacobs fell all the way to the 3rd round. I understand he has the
legal issues.
The legal issues, but it doesn't seem like they're going to suspend him. I haven't heard any word about that. Nico Collins in the early 3rd is also a little bit surprising, but I think they just think that CJ Stroud's going to decline like amazingly.
Rasheem Rice feels a little bit high. I feel like that's late second. He's unreliable, has injury problems.
In jail.
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that. I'm looking at some of these other options, and I still
Devonta
feel like
Smith's in the 4th too. Like, there's AJ Brown's out of town there, so maybe they're thinking, I don't know, Jalen Hurts doesn't throw him the ball as much as you might expect. That's also interesting.
Yeah, I could see Devontae. I would take him probably in the 3rd, 2nd round. Devontae
What if
Adams.
I told you last year's wide receiver 7 is still on the board?
Were you saying George Pickens?
No, he's already taken off the board.
Who are we
Last
talking
year's
about?
wide receiver 7 is still on the board.
Oh. Is it
Zay
Mr. Wilson?
Flowers. I think when you're looking at these set of receivers, right, like Garrett Wilson, Luther Burden, Lad McConkey, Emeka Buka, kind of like the 4 receivers in his range, and I'm looking at Zay Flowers, I would obviously think that he has kind of maybe the best quarterback. I would say, like, obviously in taking on Lamar, everything he does, but if we're just talking about passing the ball, he's as good as Herbert or Caleb, but Garrett Wilson scares me. When I'm looking at Luther Burden, he also has to split reps with Rome. So if I could get Rome in a round or 2 later and still get someone from that high explosive Bears offense, I'm okay with that. Lad feels like a good wide receiver 2 for a fantasy team, not wide receiver 1 in my opinion. And Emeka is just, that was supposed to be really good, but I don't know what happened.
Come on. Sorry, not about you.
Luther Burden.
No, I know. Luther Burden went, and Matt did not get him, so he's upset.
Fuck. If you are relying on Zay Flowers to be your wide receiver 1, you're going to be in for a
How?
treat.
He was just wide receiver 7 last year.
That doesn't mean anything. It's just because
That literally
of
exactly what it
consistency. It's
means.
because he's just there and he's scoring like fucking.
There's
10
nobody
points a
else
game.
there still, though. That's
And then
exactly
he has
the whole point.
He had 25 points in week 18, which nobody cares about.
He's
So
stat padding, bro.
yeah, he was stat padding at the end.
No, don't do that. That was a game that they fucking needed to win.
Yeah, and they didn't
That's
win.
just this is
And
not
doesn't
Kyle
help you win
Pitts in
any
the Falcons.
fantasy championships.
No. I think you guys are being unfair. And this is Ravens I'm talking about. I'm a Steelers fan, obviously, so I don't want to make it seem like I'm biggest infatuated with Zay Flowers and the Ravens, but I feel like the value is there. Like I said, a wide receiver 7, even if he drops off a little bit and is in the early teens, like I'm still getting him in the 4th round, and there's guys in front of him that are being drafted that I have so much more risk questions about their quarterback, their offense, their target share. I have none of those questions about it. It's just whether Zay Flowers can just be half decent enough to, get all the touches, which I think he can be.
All I'm saying is that this is his last chance because he's got the Bears' new offensive coordinator as his offensive coordinator.
Yeah, it's great.
They need to be more pass heavy. Like
Declan Doyle.
If it doesn't happen from now, it's not going to happen.
No, I mean it happened last year. What are we talking about? He was wide receiver 7. He had 1,200 yards and 5 touchdowns.
All right.
Oh my god, what did he have? 700 yards in the last game? Did I miss it?
TikTok, Matt.
I need running backs here, so I'm gonna go with Quinshon Judkins as my running back 1, which is scary to me. Very, very scary to me. But I looked at Cam Scadaboo, horrible injury. Travion Henderson, horrible offensive coordinator. So I guess I got to go with Quinshon Judkins, who's also coming off a terrible injury. But I really believed in the talent. He had a lot of promise before his injury last year. Cleveland Browns offensive line should be a lot better. It's a little high for my taste. I would have assumed 5th or 6th. But I think we're in a running back dead zone here, and I think this is the part of the draft where people are desperate to get a running back. So
yeah,
it's not the position I want to be in, but it is.
I think after Javonte and Breece Hall and the rest of these running backs, like you kind of went through it, I just can't trust to be my first RB off the board for my team. I mean, obviously you have Puka, Bowers, and Josh Allen. That definitely helps, but it's kind of like you definitely zigged when the rest of the league zagged, right? Because everybody took their running backs for the most part, and you're one of the few teams that doesn't have one. So it kind of like, are you going to just pull the trigger because you have to, or kind of what you did? I don't know if I would have waited this long for the running back. It's just tough, right?
Yeah, my strategy, I mean, one thing is that you come into a strategy based off your mock drafts when you enter the real draft, and then you have to be prepared to improvise. And you can't run every single mock draft the same way. You got to mix it up a little because you want to see, okay, if I did something differently, or if something turns out differently where this player is on the board, or I couldn't get this position, would I like the same team, right? And that's why doing mock drafts is so helpful, because you just don't run the exact same scenario 50 times. Run several different scenarios, like 5 times each, and then you'll get a better experience from it. Like, don't usually would draft a tight end and a quarterback this high. If you've ever listened to me, that's just not how I roll. But I'm trying something different. I like the makeup of the team so far, but again, it's still like 12 rounds to go. We don't know what's going to happen here. Let's take a look here.
I have faith in Cam Scadabo. Chose him as my 3rd running back here. I know he's hurt, but he's been doing backflips, so there's clearly some degree of healthy. So just looking forward to him to have a big 2nd-year breakout.
Brain might not be healthy.
I mean, I don't think I ever was in the first place. That guy doesn't need a brain though. So I do need a wide receiver. We got some unappetizing options here, or I could look towards tight ends or even guys like Drake May out there. But I'm going to go with, maybe this is a bit of a diamond in the rough, albeit an old diamond in the rough, but we'll take a swing on Mike Evans.
I think he's going to be productive, especially now that they're saying, surprise, surprise, Ricky Pearsall will be out for the year.
Fuck.
And then this team 3 has Chase, Pickens, Neighbors, JMO, and now Waddle. I hate
some
when
bullshit, dude. What are you doing?
Super
Fuck the
needs
CPU.
to lock in with these fucking CPU bots drafting. It's just stupid, bro.
CPU
5
bot
straight
drafters.
They have Waddle on the bench.
It's not like I was gonna draft any of those guys, but
I would have been interested in Waddle.
Not helpful.
I mean, in the 5th round, it kind of is decent value, but it's just like, why are you still taking him? But whatever. What are you thinking here, Matt?
I'm regretting a little bit picking a quarterback this early because I haven't seen any other quarterback other than Lamar. I thought Drake May would go probably by now, and if I could draft him in the 5th, I'd probably be happy with that. So I can't. That's what it is. I got another running back up, and I'm gonna go with there's Demo, there's Bayshal Tootin, which I think is extraordinarily high considering we don't even know if he's the guy yet. I'm gonna go with DeAndre Swift because I don't see the competition around him, and he was very good last year, surprisingly.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be kind of mostly a repeat of last year for him. So I agree with you. I think he's a safe floor, especially when you're pairing him against Allen, Bowers, and Puka. Like you want those guys to be your home run hitters, and Swift would be kind of your safe play. After Swift was May, Tyler Warren, who was actually I wanted to take. Terry McLaurin, interesting option if Jaden Daniels can stay healthy this year. Yeah, I'm looking at a board here. I love to hear your guys' thoughts on DJ Moore. Obviously, he's going to be with Josh Allen now. Do we like that? That should be good, right?
No.
I think he'll do better than he did
He's
in
old. He's 29.
the Bears.
Yeah.
Didn't you
know.
just
He just
draft a
hasn't-
running? Like, bro, what? You drafted DeAndre Swift, who's like 27, 28. That's like the same
Yeah,
shit.
27's not the same as 29, man.
I don't know. I think you're just talking nonsense here. I'm gonna go DJ Moore.
I think his better
Actually-
days are over.
Yeah, I think if you got Josh Allen, he's gonna pass the ball. You're gonna get a lot of points on the board. He's got to get activated in that sense. I think
He has to throw to
especially
someone.
Yeah, he's got to throw someone. Shakir is not going to get the job done. And then what? Keon Coleman's just an idiot. And then that's about all that's left. So,
Yeah, I mean,
And
I don't.
I mean,
just
so many
don't know
years
if I
you can wait for
trust him.
Kincaid to take a step forward in the offense, right?
It's just more of that. The Buffalo philosophy has always been under what's the guy's name? Joe Ryan, Joe Brady.
No, Joe Brady.
Yeah, it's always been distribute, right? No one guy.
Yeah, but they never had one guy to give the ball to. They had Diggs, and they gave him the ball a lot, but that kind of was a different problem, diva receiver issue that kind of led him out of there. Obviously, that was based around the touches and him getting the ball and them winning games. So I don't think that's going to be DJ Moore's problem. I mean, he just came from Chicago and was splitting 3 sets of the same reps, same touches between him, Rome, and Luther. So
He wasn't that good with it. So
yeah, and so I'm thinking now he's just splitting with Shakir and Keon Coleman. I think he'll get a lot more.
that's fair.
And then we got Tootin. Demo, I think, is also a sneaky nice pick if you're looking in the running back dead zone. He could be really good, especially compared to like Tootin. Like David Montgomery's, I would like to think is more of a given commodity, right? But that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. All right. We're in the 5th round here. End of the 5th round. I'm speeding this up. We were giving everyone 2 minutes. Let's give everyone a minute now.
Ooh, Gav did go Rome. And backed it up with Kyle Pitts. Breakout year incoming.
Breakout year number 6 or something.
Essentially.
No way, man. No fucking way. I thought we were fucking done with this shit. Was he even on the board? Was he even in that ADP?
Yeah, I don't
This is a
know.
joke.
I don't think so. Back-to-back running backs. We got Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. Still
Running
feels
backs?
early
Okay.
for these quarterbacks that just went. I feel like there's so much talent left on the board.
Yeah, if I knew these quarterbacks would be going in the 6th round, I would definitely do it in the 6th round. I'd go Joe Burrow. I'd go Drake May, like in the 5th or 6th. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, bro, we're talking real quarterbacks. I mean, there's still Mr. Tush Push left himself. I feel like that's always a good option. There's so many quarterbacks. I'm coming back to that. I'm just going to go receiver because why not? I like Jordan Tyson, but I think DK is going to have a big year, man. I think him and Aaron Rodgers, he likes to force feed the ball to one guy. So I feel like DK could be that. And how many other wide receiver ones, unquestioned, are literally left on the board here?
Fucking knew it. Gav just reached for Kyle Pitts. Is this not even in the conversation?
Yeah, but when we'll talk more about strategy and kind of what to do in different ADPs later. But I guess if you're at the 6-1, if you want a tight end, probably won't be too many left by the time the pick comes back around. You only do so many things, right?
Yeah. I mean, Harold Fannin, Tucker Kraft, those are the guys that are still out there. Kittle all the way at 97 if he recovers from that Achilles injury. I think would be very good, very enticing. Christian Watson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Brian Thomas. So we're in like this weird range of disappointing wide receivers here that are like we're
4
expecting like the
back-to-back
rehab
disappointing
Yeah,
guys.
stints.
bunch of
Yeah,
bums like Brian Thomas and Marvin Harrison that I had both of them last year.
yeah. I'm not trying to go with a rehab project here. I'm gonna go with my patented philosophy. Let's get some young men in here. Finally,
Ooh.
we got a trio of rookies on the board: Carnell Tate, Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon. It's really a pick your poison of which one you really like. I'm gonna go with Carnell Tate. I really like his ability to be involved in that Tennessee offense. I think he'll probably be the primary guy because who the fuck else is there? It's Wandale and I don't know. Chig's not even there anymore. So I think
I kind of
Calvin
like
Ridley's still
Wandale though,
alive. Yeah. I
because he
think
came
he's a
from
PPR
working with
guy.
Brian. Yeah, he's a PPR guy for sure, but he did come with Dable. Essentially, Dable's a new OC, so I kind of like that connection. And then I'm always kind of comparing to ADP, right? Like, in no world would I draft Marvin in the 6th if I can get Michael Wilson in the 7th. Same kind of what I was discussing with Chris Olave, right? You get Olave in the 3rd, but you can get Tyson now. You know what I mean? I know obviously it's not so one-for-one comparable, but if I get 75% of the production or, more upside or kind of the unknown, it's more of a risk, but that's how I kind of value the risk versus reward, right?
I think it depends on how certain you are on whether they're wide receiver 1 or 2, right? If you think that Olave and Tyson are going to get the same amount of targets and quality targets too, like touchdowns, I would consider that. I think Cardinal Tate's going to get better quality targets, right? That's
Yeah,
why
that's
I'd
fair.
probably go like them.
Well, good pick was Carnell Tate over there. Yeah, we got RJ Harvey, Tucker Craft. This is a mock. We're doing it for fun. I can buy real estate in the entire New Orleans wide receiver offense with Jordan Tyson and Chris Olave if I want to. Although I probably would pick Jalen Hurts though. He's at the right area.
By the way,
Michael
don't do
Wilson.
that. I'm going to say that right
No.
now for rookies out there. Don't draft the same wide receiver from the same team. You will be annoyed.
I have full belief in that New Orleans offense. That is my belief there.
Sam Laporta, and then Jalen Warren, Jadarian Price. Interesting picks there. I think Sam Laporta is due for a bounce back year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely still in that high-powered Lions offense there.
Gosh, okay. I'm not going to pick a quarterback, but I'm noting Jackson Dart and Caleb Williams in this range.
Yeah,
Also
I'm
would
like
be
both of them.
tempted.
I would love to
Yeah.
take one of the two. They got rushing upside, especially Dart. And, I mean, obviously he has his injuries, but this is one quarterback league. I could get him now and then get Bo Nix in the 119 or as ADP, or I could get Trevor Lawrence in 3 more rounds, and I have 2 solid quarterbacks that can run the ball. I don't know. I don't know if I would pay the price tag of some of the earlier guys.
Do I go Chuba or do I go with Makai Lemon? That's a tough one. I need a
Young man's club.
consistent player.
Young man's club.
I'm gonna go with Makai Lemon here.
Let's go.
Oh,
It's
fight
very
on.
tough. Because I feel like my running back depth is not great at the moment, but I mean, I like my wide receiver 1 in Puka better than my running back 1 in Judkins. So, but you just got to pick the talent where it is. Like sometimes you can't just pick based off need because just pick off talent. That's my perspective on it.
No, I like that pick. I feel like I should be able to get either Dart or Caleb.
Nope.
Caleb went Sutton right after. Dart's still there. I don't know why you said no, but I would be taking Dart.
Ramondre Stevenson after that.
I
don't
do
know what
not
the
think
New England
anybody should
backfield
draft
is.
him.
Yeah. I don't get what's going on there. I'm not even going to try this year. I'm not even coming close to it.
Yeah, I don't know about that pick. There is actually one player that is still up on the board. I really, really would like to get, but I'll see if these guys take him from. I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to get Parker Washington here. I feel like he's going to be getting a high level of volume on a Jaguars offense that just lost his RB1. We discussed how we don't even know who the running back is.
Nope.
Fuck my life.
He's gone.
Parker Washington's gone.
I
I think that's a good pick.
Thank you, Jamar.
think he's a sleeper. I think, when you're
He's
thinking about guys that are going to demand volume and a pass-heavy offense, I think that's check, for Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. So I don't see why Parker Washington should be kind of in the 7th round ADP.
Yeah,
I'd take him
he
before the
could be the
rookies. I'd take him before these set of disappointment. I'd take him before BTJ and Marv and Christian Watson for sure. I think somewhere between Rome, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf. That's a feel what's more fair for Parker Washington.
Yeah, he could be the true wide receiver one, although Brian Thomas may. I don't know if he even is still ahead of him at that point there. That guy did not do well last year.
Yeah, it's too much of a risk. So
You
this
could
kind of
see
goes
that.
back down to what I mentioned to you guys earlier. Am I going to take the risk with the receiver, or can I just take a similar production later, right? So
I see Chuba still on the board. Pollard's on the board. Tony Pollard still plays? Oh my gosh.
still a starting running back, man. Surprise, surprise.
29 years old. Surprise.
Rico
I
Dowdle.
feel like Tajay Spears has been coming for him for the last 5 years now.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Debo. Debo's not even signed on a team. Chuba
Oh
right after
my
that.
God.
I need a tight end at this point. I
gotta
think
talk to Jamar
Gadsden
on
should be
that.
good, but I actually might just punt it for now. Maybe just do it on the swing back. I don't actually like the guys up on the board. Fuck, man. This board of running backs is so disgusting. Pollard, Monangai, Dobbins, Corum,
Hey, that's
Gainwell.
my running back 3 you're probably talking about.
Dobbins
here.
ain't bad.
You call me a
He's
little
in the middle.
biased. I thought he did absolutely fantastic for us last year. Give me Kenny G. Bucky Irving sucks. So why can't Kenneth Gainwell go at least get the passing work and be relevant in fantasy again?
He was a late season hero. Everyone will remember him for that. Oh
Fucking-
my goodness. We have some breaking news on this podcast. Deebo Samuel is returning to the San Francisco 49ers.
What?
On
Are
a
you saying
1 year-
dead serious?
$7 million
pranking us?
deal. Oh
That for
God.
sure means rookie Pearsall is cooked, and this is sad for the 49ers. This reeks of desperation.
Cool. We got our first live reaction on the pod. Thank you, Jamar, for forcing us to talk about it, because I was not going to talk about Deebo Samuel. He was never going to be
He
in
was-
this agenda.
It was an omen.
Is he the
was
one that
picked, now
mentioned
he's
it?
back.
He's the one who drafted him. And I was like, he's not even on the team. And then
Yeah, he did
just
say
said
check again. Wow.
And I was like, oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. Surprising, man. Wow. I did not know this could happen.
I guess that
Why?
makes sense.
Breaking news.
Ooh, Tony Pollard, Kyle Monangai, J.K. Dobbins. I'm going J.K. Dobbins. That's easy. Come on.
Yeah, that feels pretty safe.
Yeah. He's going to get some devastatingly terrible injury at the end of the season, hopefully. But,
What do you mean, hopefully? That's fucked up.
I'm not. Okay, let me clarify. Hopefully, it'll be at the end of the season and not at the beginning of the season.
If it
That was
happens.
the hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's going to happen, unfortunately. That's just the nature of J.K. Dobbins. And I'm sorry,
Oh my
J.K.,
God.
but it's just been the case for the last 4 years or whatever. But I'm hoping for the productive weeks that you will bring.
Well, that messes up my Mike Evans, I guess, is competition now. Take a swing. Blake Corum. I'll take Blake Corum.
No, I
and
like
on the
Blake Corum.
Yeah, you could take more work away from. I'm blanking on his name.
Kyron.
Kyron.
Oh God,
Yeah,
he's
been coming
he's
from
becoming
actually
forgettable.
for a couple of years now. Exactly. He's always forgotten about all the time there. Went from a power couple, Mike Evans and Purdy.
Ooh, I like that stack. That's a good stack. I feel like that's a good team so far then. Like Corum, I really like this year because he actually did start to show that promise and explosiveness that Kyron doesn't have. And I know I love Kyron Williams, but eventually the bill will come due. Like they did draft him for a reason. Oh
Yeah.
God, this is an awful, awful, awful part of the draft. I don't even know who the fucking pick.
I
at
think you
this
should
point.
pick a tight end. Tight end number 2.
Fucking, I'm just gonna let the computer take this one.
What the fuck? And they gave you Kittle.
Kittle.
That's
Fuck
okay.
off, bro. I
honestly will
wanted
take that.
Gadson.
I'll just do that one. That's fine.
fine.
If I put Kittle in that IR slot for a couple 9 weeks or whatever, or 6 weeks or whatever, how long it takes, and I get a double tight end set of Bowers and Kittle, I like that versatility, honestly.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, did you know that the Niners have Debo Samuel now? This guy just tracked
Whoa.
Ricky Pearsall.
Clearly, he didn't check the news.
All right. Well, his tight end position is quite awful right now. I said I liked Wandale. I like him enough to draft him in the 9th round. I don't
I was
know
gonna
how
draft
you
him.
could. I just, personally, I like, again, I don't want to keep harping on this, but Carnell in the 6th round, when we've never seen him play a game and be wide receiver 2 his whole time in college, versus Wandale, who's played with the offensive coordinator last year and got absolutely an insane amount of touches, is now coming to the team again, where they don't have anybody to take that immense amount of touches. So, I don't know. 3 rounds, I think that's so much better in terms of value.
I would have drafted Wandale if I didn't have Carnell Tate.
Okay.
I would have considered it very heavily.
Well, thanks
And
for being bad.
Just
kidding.
I'm heavily considering.
No, I
drafting
want
the
Travis
quarterback.
Kelce.
Dude, Travis Kelce, go off to the sunset, man. Oh my god.
I like
Just
Goddard
see the
here,
big
bro.
2026.
I mean, we're talking about
Goddard's
guys
a
that are
good
going to
one.
feel A.J. Brown's kind of target share. Obviously, Mekhi Lemon's going to get some. Devontae Smith will take a step forward. But Goddard is pretty consistent, right? Like, am I missing something? He's tired.
He was good last season too.
It's more of a touchdown thing. He got a lot of touchdowns, but I don't know if that's going to be sustainable. It might be a regression to the mean. That's my concern.
Yeah. I mean, if he plays in 15 plus games, he's locked almost to be a top 12 tight end. I mean, he was 7 and played 15 games last year. He was 28, only played 10 games the year before, 14 and 14, like 12 and 12. I feel like it's pretty safe floor at this point in
Michael Pittman, man. Damn it.
Yeah, that's cooked, man.
I gotta take some swings here. I'm gonna go with another injured guy, Zach Charbonnet. He should probably be one of the main backs in Seattle now that Walker's out, and Price is a rookie. But I'm gonna just have to take a chance and hope that he can become a viable running back for me, so I can use someone on this team. And then we got Isaiah Likely, Kenyon Sadiq, a couple of interesting New York tight ends. I don't know if I would take them. Probably. I mean, maybe in the 10th.
I like Likely a bit, but kind of just getting a general gauge. Now that Likely's not in Baltimore, doesn't that not help Mark Andrews a little bit? Like, I know he's old as shit now, 30 years old, and he's had a bunch of injuries and stuff. He's not the most appealing option. Last year was really bad for him, but I mean, if we're talking about regression to the mean, like, he should be a little bit better and have more available touches, right? Fuck off.
I'm gonna take him, man. I have no other good options at this level. I do think Josh
you fell
Downs
for the
is a
bait. He
sneaky
was just
good-
hyping him up so you would take him. He doesn't believe that at all.
I do think Josh Downs is a sneaky good pick this year, especially because Alec Pierce has been seriously hurt, it seems like, in more recent news. So he might as well could be the wide receiver 1 out there in Indy.
This is the most disgusting wide receiver group I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to draft a single one of these guys. Fuck it. Jalen Cokehead. Let's go.
Jesus.
This is honestly, I'm starting to see the consequences of drafting a running back, a quarterback high, and a tight end high, because I
don't mind the tight end.
Great. Yeah.
I don't mind the tight end. I think you definitely could have done without Josh Allen. Mind that Tet was still on the board, or Higgins was still on the board.
Ooh. But hey, you take swings. Rashad White, I think that would be interesting. Brenton Strange, Jaden Higgins. Honestly, I don't like the concept of drafting a tight end within like rounds 7 through 12, because it's just like, if you're not first, you're last. Like, don't get a mid tight end.
Yeah, like, what's the difference between like,
I
don't know, Terrell Fannin and Kincaid,
yeah,
same shit.
And I think we've done a study on it where it's like the difference is like 2 points maybe per game, and unless you're doing a bunch of nail biters and you actually somehow pick the right tight end that week.
Yeah, like, unless you know something that no one else knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Kyler Murray is a steal at 11. I will remember that. I will.
No, you will not. Erase that out of your mind.
Putting that in my memory bank right now, because that is going to be very good.
On the other hand, how did Malik Willis get drafted? auto drafted like that.
I don't
Auto-drafted.
know. I was looking at it. I'm like, you're telling me a guy that was the number 1 pick and has finished as quarterback 6, 3, and 10, and then 10 twice, is now below a guy who's played 3 starts in the NFL. I don't make it make sense to me. Jordan Mason, Tyler Algier, all gone. I mean, at this point, just doing it for the love of the game.
Bunch of dart throws.
Damn, I was
a
gonna
bunch of
pick Worthy.
bums.
Stop it, Matt. No, you weren't.
I was gonna do it. This is
Yeah, I definitely
terrible.
think now that Bieniemy is the offensive coordinator again and Nagy's not there, they're going to end up being a little bit more creative and explosive again. Hopefully taking deep shots again too. Like, got Kenneth Walker. I think if you're talking about, like, obviously he helps Patrick Mahomes with taking the pressure off of him, but also like the play action deep shot game that they never had for the last like 3 years is now kind of on the board again. And maybe you can see a play where, Mahomes throws his streak route to Worthy and actually connects without the game being 30 points blowout.
Travis Kelce doesn't collide into him in the first play of the game. Yeah, that'd be good for him. I will take a second Cleveland Browns player. Somehow. It's going to go Casey Concepcion. Very explosive player. They drafted 2 rookie wide receivers, which is concerning to me. But I'm going to hope that he's the better of the 2, and he's the one that's going to shine.
Dang
I
it, that was
think
gonna be
he
my
will
pick.
be. I can't say that with like not much confidence, but I think he should be.
Yeah. I have 3 rookie wide receivers, as God intended.
As God intended.
It's gonna. Well,
Yeah,
got-
I mean, at this point, I gotta wait for like these guys. Like when I'm deciding between Jonah Coleman or Tyrone Tracy, like I feel like I need to get some more training camp news and
I have-
things of that nature before I can make a decision. And
Yeah, this is the part of the draft where we'll probably have to talk you through later, but we're kind of freewheeling it right now because, again, we haven't really done our deep dive research yet. So we're just trying to pick some guys with potential.
Deep sleeper guys, deep sleeper. I'm only gonna say this once for today's episode. Antonio Williams.
And
Talking about young receivers
Ooh.
that has opportunities to shine. I mean, name another receiver that's actually good besides Terry McLaurin on the Commanders. They just lost Debo, as we mentioned 5 times already.
Brandon Ayuk.
He actually fucked himself out of that. So that's not going to happen. And then you got Luke McCaffrey sucks. Treylon Burks sucks. De'Ami Brown sucks. This guy could easily walk into what we saw 2 years ago to be an explosive, high scoring offense and be wide receiver too. Like, I mean, in the 13th round, like, that's pretty big upside, I think.
I think it could happen. He has the opportunity at least.
Yeah, I think at this point you're just kind of shooting darts at the board, right? Like, can anything stick, right? Like, fuck it.
Yeah. And again, this part of the draft, you kind of just want to pick your high upside rookies or your backups, right? Maybe you want to get a handcuff for the running back in case they're, injury prone, something like that.
I would
And then-
probably at this point
yeah.
in the real draft get my handcuff because I drafted Genty and Achan. But this is one of those things where like training camp will definitely help me answer who my actual handcuffs are because I can't name another running back on either of those 2 teams. So a bit difficult to grab their handcuff. I guess this Mike Washington guy is the next running back in Vegas. So
He is. Clint Kubiak's going to be splitting carries with him and Janty. Seahawks defense, Philly defense, Vikings defense. You got to be kidding me. No one picked the Houston defense? Oh, did someone pick the Houston defense earlier?
no,
What?
they're
The
265.
rankings are like super off for
That's
defense.
ridiculous.
The Denver
This is
defense
right
is
now.
insane.
That's a-
Denver defense
that's a
all the way
sleeper
down
call.
there. The Jets defense goes what?
Jets defense.
The Titans
don't
defense? What did I
don't
miss this
underestimate
one? The
Aaron
Titans
Glenn,
go
bro.
the second defense, bro. What is Salah gonna do there? Fucking start playing linebacker? Like what? How is the Dolphins defense ranked higher than the fucking? Bro, what are we doing? The Dolphins defense is not anywhere near one of these good defenses.
We're
Yeah,
getting
this-
into it when we're talking about the defenses, how they should be ranked. They didn't update the kicker shit, so I don't even
Dude,
know
they-
if any
they
of
had
these guys
Dan
are on
Bailey.
the team.
Who's out of the league?
Yeah, I can't even see the actual teams. Like, sleeper, what the fuck is going on? I'm not even gonna pick, fuck you. Like, if you're not gonna update the UI, like, to see the, like, teams, I don't even know how I'm supposed to pick. There.
You got-
I picked
Dude,
G.
what if-
Burkick.
I don't think this guy's a real person.
Who's not on the team.
Gabe.
Last-
Gabe worked
last
out for the
year's-
Steelers
Yeah,
on Wednesday.
4 years ago.
4 years ago. What the fuck?
This guy's never played a game in the league.
Fuck your
He had an
autodraft,
injury
Super.
settlement
Holy
with the
fuck.
Packers.
Do not go on auto draft apparently if you're on sleeper.
Yeah, it's not locked in this year.
Hate this app. I agree, ugly kid. Until we
Who
get a
is this?
sponsorship.
Miami. Someone name another running back in Miami, bro.
What
can't
was that
find-
guy's name?
Jalen Wright.
Jalen Wright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Found my handcuff.
Yes. Ball
was-
knowledge.
I guess.
Sleeper's just picking the most random kickers. James McCourt. B. Johnson. Oh gosh. Convert your draft into a sleeper league? No, thank you. I'm not going to do that. But that was our first kickoff mock draft. As you can tell, probably we have a little bit of work to do, but let's just evaluate some of the results on the board. Let's start off with you, Bryant. You have Bijan Robinson, Kenneth Walker, Chris Olave, Cam Scatterbo, Mike Evans, Jordan Tyson, Sam Laporta, Blake Corum, Brock Purdy, Josh Downs, Mark Andrews, Tyler Shaw, Tyrone Tracy, Alvin Kamara, and the Niners defense. What do you think? What are your initial thoughts on that?
I mean, definitely doing a little trolling out here as I got 4 players out of New Orleans there. I don't think I'd put that much stock in their team in their real game out there. But definitely like the ideas of comboing players like Purdy and Mike Evans, although the Mike Evans is now complicated a little bit, I guess, with Debo back. Have to see how that shakes up the 80.
I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Yeah, I guess so. Debo is kind of getting up there in age. I do think guys like Cam Scatterbo, I have big hopes for. If he can stay healthy, I think he can really break out. And then guys like Olave and Kenneth Walker, that would definitely want to rethink that, I think, for the real draft out there. Those are both guys where, definitely have the skills and the talent out there, but just kind of the offenses, the schemes that they're in there, kind of have to reevaluate if I kind of want to go with those guys in the real draft.
Honestly, I think your roster is very balanced. I think you got stars at the right positions, right? Running back and wide receiver. And that also comes with the territory of second overall pick. So maybe that's something to consider, like, okay, I can do this kind of strategy at this pick, but maybe I've got to do it somewhere else. But I do like the makeup of your roster, honestly. I think it's like a good composition of young, old, good players at each position, and then Tyrone Tracy. So
Tyrone Tracy and
Tyrone
Alvin Kamara,
Tracy.
can't forget him.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go with you, G. You got Devon Achane, Ashton Janty, Travis Achan, Zay Flowers, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Jackson Dart, Kenneth Gainwell, Wan'Dale Robinson, Dallas Goedert, Kyler Murray, Xavier Worthy, Antonio Williams, Mike Washington Jr., and Jalen Wright.
Yeah, honestly, I really like this team. I know it's not like, set in stone or lots going to change. But if I could just trade out maybe like a Kenneth Gainwell pick or maybe even like the Dart pick somewhere between there, get a different tight end, one that I just liked more. I mean, obviously Goddard's fine, serviceable. But besides that, I mean, dude, Achan Genty feels very good. And then knowing that I have Travis Achan on the back there too, I feel pretty secure about my running back core, where even, Kenneth Gainwell is just going to kind of be an extra, option. Got my handcuffs. And then my receiving core between Zay Flowers, DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, and Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't think they're like sexy names, but they'll get the job done. And same thing with Kyler and Dart. Like, they're probably, again, with fantasy, it's not always about like production and how you do in real life. It's just about putting up enough points to win the week, right? So I think maybe a lot of my teams that are players that I drafted, their teams might suck, but at least, I think they're do good for me in fantasy.
Yep, and that's all we care about, honestly. Like, I like the 2 quarterback strategy where those are 2 high potential players, but we're not quite certain on the,
which one may
perceived.
actually pan out, right?
Exactly, but at least you got 2 of them, so at least you got 2 shots at
And
one of
both
them
got
succeeding.
rushing upside. I imagine Kyler Murray's still going to run the ball a good amount. Jackson Dart can't stop running the ball and getting himself killed. So I think, honestly, bet on the rushing upside with quarterbacks. You'll probably end up having a safe pick.
And 3 starting running backs is probably going to be very good. and very
Yeah, because
alleviating for you. Yeah,
dude, hearing
because
you
you don't
guys
have to have
discuss
that
like which
headache.
running backs you guys wanted, I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm so happy. I'm just picking between like pretty solid receivers, right? Like in the rounds like 4 through 8, like you're finding great receiver options still. So you're just kind of still, do I want Parker Washington? Do I want Michael Wilson? Do I want Carnell Tate or Jordan Tyson? But like when you're picking between Ramondre Stevenson and Jalen Warren or Kyle Monangai, like fuck, dude, like
That's brutal.
that's a tough decision. Like there's no real winning there, right? Like I don't know. I feel like it just makes me feel so much better knowing my running back positions are secure. So honestly, I thought about a little bit of a philosophy. I did want to go running back heavy, but like doing this 3 running backs in the first 3 rounds makes me feel like at least 3 in the first 4 feels like a good spot to be in. Like, Javonte Williams, Brees Hall being my RB3, like that would be so nice at the bare minimum,
Mm-hmm. All right, and then brings it down to me, which I got Puka Nakua, Brock Bowers, Josh Allen, Quinshon Judkins, DeAndre Swift, Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon, J.K. Dobbins, George Kittle, Zach Charbonnet, Jalen Coker, Casey Concepcion, Emmett Johnson, Houston Texans defense, and the kicker. So I really liked the first 3 parts of my draft. I liked that I got 3 bona fide studs, and I think that all 3 of them can compete for top 5 in their position. And if you get 3 top 5 players in their positions,
it's
on
hard
your
to
team,
lose.
it's hard to lose. So I really like that for me. I think that if I were to do it again, and this is again improvement notes for yourself, right? I think I would probably not choose Josh Allen. I think I would probably try to go discount and try to find a quarterback that I like that is a decent floor. Like I like these guys with potential as well, like the Trevor Lawrence and Brock Purdy tier. There's the Kyler Murray,
just
Jackson Darts, right?
looking at your team, like I feel like Derrick Henry gets taken 3 picks after Josh Allen. You slide him onto your team, and then you take out maybe the Dobbins pick and take Trevor Lawrence instead. Like I don't think saying Trevor Lawrence, Derrick Henry, Judkins, Puka, Bowers as your cores, I'd say that's probably better than what you have right now almost.
Yeah, and I think the weakest part of my team is probably a running back. I'd really like to find a bona fide number 1, but that's probably not going to happen. But I think that's the gamble you got to take. I think your first 4 rounds are the ones where you have to pick your starters, and you have to basically say, do I want 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver, 1 quarterback in that mix? Do I want 3 wide receivers and 1 running back, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers? Like, I think the most crucial part is figuring that out first, because those are going to be your bona fide starters, the ones that you need to rely on. It's just a matter of which headache do you want to deal with this year? Do you want to deal with the running back headache? Do you want to deal with the tight end headache? Do you want to deal with the quarterback headache? I'll be dealing with the running back headache if I draft this way, so I know that. But if you feel confident in your ability to get running backs, which, I'm 50-50 on, I'd be okay with it. But I think personally I would probably want to go 1 more running back next time.
Yeah,
versus quarterback.
I feel like this year you almost have to get a running back in the first 3 rounds there. Otherwise, you got some really unappealing or less appealing options by the time it hits the 4th there. So try to target 1 in the first 3, I guess.
Doesn't help that 3 of the teams picked 3 running backs straight in the first 3 rounds. So it also depends on who you're drafting with. And I was unlucky with that. But that is our first kickoff mock draft of 2026. We have way more coverage for you guys. This is just the beginning. We're going to be talking in depth more on draft strategy, certain players that we like and dislike, all of that good stuff over the next month. So hope you stay tuned in. And once again, we are Sports Counsel. You can find our podcast on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, wherever you get your podcasts from. Our social medias are sports_counsel on Twitter, Threads, Instagram. Again, every single social media platform we are probably on. We're just chronically online like that. And join our Discord. We will be mock drafting throughout the month. And we will probably be sending the invites in the Discord. We'll be talking about certain players in the Discord. So it's all around a great time. Comprehensive fantasy draft coverage for the next month. Sports Counsel is your team to do so. So please take a look at that. And one little teaser here. We are looking for members for our 2026 6th annual Sports Counsel Listener League. Did I get that right? 6th? Is it the 6th one or the 7th one? I don't know.
I want to say 6th sounds... No, 7th. 7th.
7th. Okay. 7th annual listener league. It's always a
You're getting
blast
old,
when we
Matt.
get to play with them. I can't even be a young man myself soon enough. But we are playing with our listeners in fantasy football, and it's always been a great time. And we would love for our listeners, you guys, to join us and see if you can beat the experts. Hasn't happened in a while, so we're looking for some elite and analytical ball knowledge listeners out there.
Bring your best
to play
game.
in
We're
our
giving you
fantasy.
guys free game. We're telling you exactly what we're going to do, and you guys still can't beat us. Yes, I'm talking shit. So if you feel offended, why don't you come do something about it?
And
Is that pretty good?
Fighting words.
Yeah.
I
That's
agree
pretty
with
good,
that.
right? I'm impressed
right.
myself.
That'll do it for today's show. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, that's all for me, man. I appreciate being back. It's going to be a hell of a football season. Shout out to World Cup for keeping us entertained, but the real shit starts now.
Here you go.
Time for
Real
football
football.
take its rightful place. Top of the
Real
list.
football. Let them know, man. Fuck football.
Real football is back. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. I'll see you later.